Hello guys, and welcome on back to She's Diabetic. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Andrea. I have been a type 1 diabetic for over 20 years, and this is just a channel all about that, my life with type 1 diabetes. So if you're into that sort of thing, if you're new here, please consider subscribing. If you're a regular viewer and you haven't subscribed yet, please consider clicking that button and also clicking the notification bell to know when I am uploading. So thank you so much for clicking on the video, and I really want to know, how are you guys doing? I am doing okay. I haven't vlogged for a while, and I think that there's a definite reason for that. Not that there's been anything huge going on, nothing like that. I've just felt a bit off recently, and I thought, well, maybe I should make a video about that, and maybe I should make a video identifying what I think is making me feel off and what I can do to turn the tide, per se, to get me groove back. If you're feeling that way, and I'm not the only one, let me know down in the comments below, but also please know that you're not alone. And I want to let you guys know that this video is very kindly sponsored by a company called Clinio. Clinio have an awesome app that helps people manage their diabetes in what I would consider a very 360 kind of approach. The main star of their app are meal plans and recipes that are totally tailored to you, what your dietary needs are, what you like, what you don't like, what your preferences are, everything like that. And that's the star of the app. But also the app has some awesome resources for workouts, mental well-being support, all that sort of thing. I just think it's an awesome app, and it's something that I wanted to bring to your guys' attention. And it's also been helping me turn the tide in feeling this way, especially with food, which I'll talk about later on. So right now, Clinio is offering 79% off of their diabetes management plans. But if you use the code Andrea, that's me, you can get an extra $10 off. So everything will be linked down below. Please check them out. Let me know what you think. And tonight I will be meal prepping my dinner from their meal plan that they've sent to me. So stay tuned for that, and very special thanks to Clinio for helping me turn the tide in this funk that I'm feeling and supporting us type 1 diabetics. So speaking of food, it's 1:30. And I'm on my third cup of coffee. It's not advisable. And I have been munching away at a protein ball, which I made batch prepped. So, exhibit A, right? Like, I probably should have eaten lunch earlier than this. And of course, my blood sugar, it's okay. Right now, currently I'm 107 side arrow, but like, can I get a grip and like actually nourish my body? This is bad. First thing that I'm trying to do, and first on my list, is food. Turn the tide with food. Eat more regularly, eat more, just kind of give my body a little bit more love in the nutrition perspective. I think when you feel, at least personally, when I feel a little bit like, I just kind of lose interest in food. And so then I just kind of end up grabbing whatever's quick and easy, and those are oftentimes the convenience foods that are pretty carb laden. If you like them, there's nothing wrong with them. I'm not here to vilify food, but I am here to say that for me personally, this has been a pitfall, and it hasn't supported good diabetes management. Right now my blood sugar's fine, but it's not always that way by any stretch. So right now I'm gonna make a lunch full of proper nutrition and not just snack my way through the day. That's my first step in turning the tide. Not easy. Something that is a really good step was David and I sat down with a meal plan, and we planned out everything we want to eat for the week, and then did a big grocery order and had that delivered this morning. And that, I think, well, it's just made me feel like I'm making a step towards it, and a step towards like organization of food rather than just like reactive, oh, it's lunchtime, I'll grab whatever. Just put something together that isn't best. So for lunch, basically, I have thrown a bunch of things that I find yummy into a bowl and mixed it up with some turmeric coconut dressing. I've got kale, mushrooms, sweet potato, black rice, hemp hearts, that kind of thing, and then just heated it up and mixed it all up. I just have prepped a lot of veg, rice, everything like that, put them into individual Tupperware containers, and then thrown them together. And as well, I've got an apple. I mean, could I be more like, I'm trying to be healthy? But this is the thing. So for this right now, I've bolused 35 grams. And another thing that I need to do more of, and that I'm going to do right now, is I just bolused for that about 3 or 4 minutes ago. So I'm gonna wait. Even though this is hot and even though this is ready to eat, I am going to wait another about 10 minutes before I start consuming it so that I have that insulin working on board in my body, because something that I think I've really let slip is my pre-bolusing. And that has wreaked havoc on my blood sugars, and I've got a lot of highs post-meal. So, prepped a healthy meal and pre-bolusing for it. Done and done. It is about an hour and a half after lunch. My blood sugar is 159 side arrow. You can see after lunch I had a bit of a climb and now it's leveled out. Probably should have pre-bolused and left it a little bit longer. I don't know, because I am seeing these climbs. 159, not the end of the world by any stretch, but I'm sort of interested as to why these climbs are happening. And that also kind of brings me to another point that I've been battling, which is a little bit of insulin resistance. I think all of my unrest and everything is feeding into the insulin resistance. And I think as well, my irregularity with food has fed into my insulin resistance. So I'm hoping if I just carry on doing all the things I should, pre-bolusing, eating healthy meals, etc., that will level out. But it's something worth mentioning. Also, the sun is out, so forgive that irregularity in lighting. Moving on to Exhibit B, my next point of trying to support myself is supporting my mind. I haven't been so much in a diabetic burnout per se, but I have been feeling frayed in my mind and really pulled in a lot of different directions. I actually reached out to my GP and explained this to them, and they put me on a waiting list. This was about 3 months ago for some CBT, and now I feel very, very fortunate indeed to be working with a CBT counselor, and I'm just about to start my second session and doing some exercises that she's given me as homework. So that has been a positive, another thing helping me turn the tide. Another thing that I'm doing to try to help support my mind is to reach outside myself. If you're new here, you might not know, but I used to have quite long hair and I chopped it off a couple weeks ago. It was not a sudden decision. It wasn't anything kind of rash that I did. I knew I wanted to do this, and because I've done it 3 times before. And what I do is when my hair gets really long and I want to cut it, I make sure I cut enough off so that I can donate what I cut off to a charity that makes wigs for people in need or children in need that lose their hair due to various medical conditions. So what I have here is the envelope for going to the Little Princess Trust, which is the charity here in the UK that I've donated to twice. And I think you have to have 7 inches of hair to donate. So I've got all my hair. The hairdresser braided it and put a rubber band at the top and bottom. And I filled out my donation form and am going to send this off. It's something that maybe you might want to consider doing if in lockdown you've grown your hair really long because of lack of access to hairdressers or whatever, and you want to make a change. It's something to consider. I think it is just about in my opinion, I know cutting hair is a very personal choice, but it's one of the most easy things I can think of to do. It doesn't cost me anything. I was going to get the hair cut anyways, and I can cut enough off to donate. There's the old phrase of you can't feel bad when you're doing something kind for someone else. That phrase has really rung in my head a lot and rattled around in my head a lot, and it also is helping me kind of make a change, support my mental health by reaching outside of myself rather than being so internal and so kind of anxious from an internal perspective, looking outside, seeing who needs help, seeing what I can do, which is the old thing. Like, when you do something kind for someone else, yeah, you're doing something kind, but like the buzz and the joy you get off of that is so huge that it almost feels selfish. It isn't, but it almost feels that way because you're getting so much out of it. I thought I would share that with you guys. I will link all the details down below, both of the US charities that I've given to in the past and the Little Princess Trust, which is the one in the UK that I give to. So I think I'm gonna go out actually and mail that now, which will in turn serve my body because that gets me out and about and gets me on a walk, which is especially helpful when my blood sugar is a little bit on the high side. It's a little bit later now, it's now 6 o'clock. So Exhibit C of Andrea is looking after herself. Tonight I am going to a rebounding class, and that is basically, it's where you bounce on a mini trampoline for an hour, and sometimes you flail your arms about and you do it to silly music, and it's just ridiculous and completely fun. I'm currently 128 side arrow. For rebounding, I will definitely remove my pump. I either need to remove my pump or I need to have a good carby snack before. In fact, I need to have a little bit of carbs before anyways, because rebounding can really make me go down because it's quite cardio heavy. So I think I will have a little bit of a snack, and probably I'll just keep an eye on my blood sugar during the class via my watch, which I have my numbers on. I always keep glucose tablets next to me on the rebounder, along with, of course, water. Slight issue. I'm walking to class, my blood sugar is 108, side arrow going down, which is not a good position to be in when I'm starting a class. So I've unclipped my pump preemptively already, and I also am going to take 2 glucose tablets, maybe 3. Really don't like to be in this position. I had like a bit of a protein bar before I left and some crackers. I thought that was going to be good enough. Not sure. So not ideal, but gonna deal with it, going with it, and we'll update you on the other side. Just got back from rebounding, and I would classify that as a big success because my blood sugar remained stable throughout. It was definitely the right approach to have those glucose tablets right before the class, and I also unclipped my pump for, I would say, about half of the class. And then when I saw that it had leveled out, I re-clipped it, but this whole time my T-Slim was in exercise mode, so that kept my basal rates a bit lower for during my workout. But very, very happy with that. That is not the norm. And it just is so amazing when you do a workout, when you're in range, and it just makes you feel like you have all the energy in the world. It's a really, 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 really fantastic feeling. So, very happy with that. Now on to dinner, and I'm making like a tuna niçoise type of salad. So I'll show you when it's done. So we're trying to get both us and the food in the shot, and David's employed some sort of crouching down technique. And I'm going like this. So if we look proportionally strange, please know it's not really our usual. So dinner is served and ready to go, and that, putting it together, literally took like maybe 10 minutes max. And this is actually from the app that I talked to you about before. By the way, this is David, my fiance. I didn't say that. Don't do your fake smile. This is from the app Clinio that I described to you before, and basically you get these meal plans every week, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you can obviously have as much or as little of that as you want, but tonight's dinner was a chickpea tuna salad, so that's what I've made here. And the awesome thing about this app is that it gives you all the nutritional information. So it's all carb counted out for you. So I've actually got 40 grams of carbohydrate on board right now. I bolused for that. And I knew, because I was prepping this meal, I knew exactly how many grams of carbohydrate it was gonna be, and just got that on board as per my plan of trying to take better care of myself and pre-bolusing. And you can also switch out the recipes. So you can say, oh, I don't fancy this one tonight, and it gives you like 25 alternatives. So super duper. And also, just a side note, really great when you have somebody who's really picky and doesn't like certain things. Yes, this crouching one. He has many preferences, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
I think actually I am going to leave this video here. I hope you know that everything that I did within this day, this isn't my everyday, right? I can't hit all these targets every single day of doing this, that, and the other, but I wanted to kind of present to you the things that I'm trying to employ in my life, just to kind of lift myself up and get my mojo back. I just wanted to keep it really real with you guys, that this has very much been like a day where I have focused in on that. If you have any ideas of ways you can kind of get back into your groove, please comment down below. What do you do to get back into your groove?
This is very painful.
No, okay, just, okay. What do you do like when you're feeling like off? Like, do you go to the gym? Do you listen to music? Do you sing?
I guess I listen to music, yeah.
Because everybody has those days where you're feeling like, ugh. Or maybe you don't.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'll go for a walk sometimes.
Oh yeah, walk is great.
Music helps me a lot.
Yeah. With that being said, I give a big special thanks to Clinio for partnering with me on this video. I thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're doing well wherever you are in this world. I hope you've got your mojo firmly in place, and if you don't, that you know ways to kind of get it back and deal with the tough times, and want you to know you're not alone. So I thank you so much for watching. I wish you a wonderful day, great blood sugars, straight CGM lines, awesome, yummy, delicious meals, and I will see you guys soon. You waved.